If you're torn between these two amazing islands for your next trip, don't worry, we are here to help.
Both Bali and Phuket are stunning, offering a unique mix of culture, adventure, relaxation, and delicious cuisine.
However, deciding which one to visit can be difficult and definitely was a difficult decision for us. We have been to both, and to assist you in making an informed choice, we'll provide a detailed comparison of the two islands. Hello and welcome back to TJMB Traveling. As full-time travelers, we understand how tough it can be to decide where to go. With so many amazing places, particularly in Southeast Asia, to choose from, that's why we are here making this video, to help you best make that decision between two of the most popular islands in Southeast Asia.
We want to clarify that our views are based on our personal experience and others may perceive it differently.
However, to give it context, we've made a list of things that you might need to consider, and then we will go through that list and compare the two different islands.
Let's begin with accommodation. Bali offers excellent options, including good guest house and co-lives in areas like Canggu or Seminyak, with prices starting from as little as $15 per night, and you can also find upscale villas or boutique lofts from $60 onwards.
On the other hand, Phuket doesn't really have the co-living situation. It's more geared towards apartment holidays, beachfront hotels, and villas. The accommodations here, because of that, aren't normally as affordable or convenient and diverse as they are in Bali, but in the popular areas all around the island like Rawai, Chalong, Bangtao, all of those sorts of places, you'll get prices starting from around $20 per night. Yeah, I feel like Bali is definitely geared towards having more of a convenient place for Westerners to stay, whereas in Phuket you've just got cheaper places that will do if you just are after a bed, maybe not even necessarily a kitchen. Whereas Bali will have the modern conveniences for you living like a digital nomad, comfy life there.
Bali and Phuket have very different vibes. I feel like Bali is more a hub where a lot of digital nomads are living, and they also offer a lot of different and affordable guest house. While I think in Phuket it's more the traditional way, like
hotels, plus also now a lot of new apartment buildings, but not really in the way of an affordable place for a digital nomad to live, but more like an upscale place for an expat to live permanently. Anyway, you'll find lots of different options the earlier you book on Airbnb and hotels and booking.com. All of those different sites will offer lots of long-term options for you to stay. You can also search the local expat groups to find short-term accommodation as well.
In our opinion, accommodations in Bali are better.
In terms of religion, the two islands are quite distinct. Indonesia, where Bali is located, is predominantly Muslim. However, Bali itself is an exception, with the majority of its population, the locals, practicing Balinese Hinduism. This creates a pretty unique blend of cultural influences that are evident in the island's architecture, ceremonies, and things such as the daily offerings that are made by locals.
On the other hand, Thailand, where Phuket is located, is primarily Buddhist. This is reflected in the many beautiful Buddhist temples all over the island. Both islands offer a rich cultural experience.
And whilst both religions are like really peaceful and spiritual and like a joy to watch and be a part of, they are different slightly within their own beliefs. Whether you want to get into the nuances or not is up to you. We personally appreciate meditation and the Buddhist philosophy. So in terms of religion, I guess we would identify a little bit more with Phuket, but both islands definitely contain some spiritual charm. But you will need to escape the busier touristy areas in both places to discover that.
When it comes to the digital nomad lifestyle and experience, both islands have their unique appeal. Bali, especially in the town of Canggu, has been known as the hub for digital nomads for several years.
The island does offer a huge range of co-working spaces, coffee shops with really reliable internet geared towards people going there to work, and a huge community of like-minded individuals who definitely have a certain type of work-life balance, entrepreneurial go-getter mindset that has brought them to Bali in the first place. Events, networking opportunities, and workshops tailored towards digital nomads are absolutely abundant here.
On the other hand, Phuket is gradually becoming more appealing for digital nomads. The island offers reliable internet, and actually the number of co-working spaces are growing a lot.
However, it just doesn't have quite the same level of community or atmosphere that you will see in Bali. There does seem to be a much larger group of sort of crypto stuff going on in Phuket. So if networking for that is important, or if you value a quiet environment to focus on work with fewer distractions, then Phuket definitely could be a good fit.
Both places has a growing vibrant digital nomad community. Bali has more of a network opportunities, co-working space going on, and in general I think it's more towards the digital nomad scene.
Yeah, a lot of people will go to Bali purely because of the digital nomad space, whereas Phuket, it has a digital nomad like lifestyle as something that you can do there, but it's not the only reason you would go there. Whereas a lot of people go to Bali because that's what they're told to do as a digital nomad. So it's more catered towards those sorts of people visiting there. I'll take this one over for the geographical section. In terms of size, both islands are quite bigger than you would think, but Bali is even bigger. Actual stats, Bali is approximately 5,780 square kilometers, whilst Phuket is around 543 square kilometers. So there is a huge size difference there, and that does offer a different travel experience to each island. In Bali, the larger size means that there are more regions to explore, from the bustling Kuta and Seminyak to the serene Ubud and the scenic Uluwatu, and obviously the trendy Canggu. So with that, you've got a diverse range of experiences in just the one island, but the larger size does mean more travel time between those different areas, especially when you consider the traffic, which we will get onto later. If you do want to visit all these different areas, you will need to stay in different locations. It's not really feasible to be able to visit them all while staying in one part of the island. However, Phuket being smaller means that it is easier to navigate for travelers. Most of the main attractions, beaches, activities are all relatively close to each other, or they can be close to wherever you are staying, depending on which part of the island you are. So it is convenient for short-term stays, and the smaller size does sometimes mean like slightly fewer options for different kind of experiences compared to Bali. It is also worth noting that the larger size of Bali makes it more crowded in the popular areas, and those popular areas are basically condensed to the south of the island. It is a huge island, so when we're talking about the digital nomad scene, normally it is just around Canggu, Seminyak, that sort of area. Whereas in Phuket, you can stay all over the island and still access the rest of the island fairly easily, and it is also easier to find quiet, less populated spots.
The coffee culture is very different in Bali and Phuket. In Bali, the coffee culture is really amazing. The island is known for the high quality coffee beans and unique coffee experience.
I think that stems from its proximity to Australia, with Australia having also an amazing coffee scene. Yeah. Bali does have a huge amount of coffee shops, and probably also because Indonesian coffee is really good as well. The coffee in Bali is like just phenomenal. Yeah. Phuket, on the other hand, doesn't really have the pronounced coffee culture. There are some unique, really nice cafes to go to, but it's not a big part of the culture like it is in Bali.
Most of the coffee shops in Phuket are gonna be located in the more touristic areas. I think you're gonna be able to find coffee in more local places, but again, it's not gonna be like a coffee shop. It's gonna be just like a local restaurant that serves coffee.
That is not to say that you're not gonna get really good coffee in certain places in Phuket, but just in general, Bali is definitely geared more towards the coffee shop vibes and coffee lovers.
Both Bali and Phuket offer an amazing food experience.
For sure. With Bali's cuisine, probably more influenced by the Balinese Hindu culture. So you've got the warungs and other such local places. You've also in Bali got a lot more of the healthier focused food because of the digital nomad / expat scene that you get there. So you've got lots of different vegetarian, vegan, health focused restaurants available as well.
On the other hand, Phuket, Thailand offers a Thai food, which we definitely 100% love it.
Second to Italian food, I think, for me. It might even be my favorite type of food. The curries, the noodle dishes, the rice dishes, Everything there is phenomenal. Thai food, absolutely one of our favorites. And again, have lots of different options for us as vegans and vegetarians. Relatively, if you do it right, can also be healthy. And just like Bali, both of these places have lots of different options for you that are incredibly affordable. I'm talking like $1 to $2 dishes in lots of local places for phenomenal plates of food. Both also do offer more upscale restaurants for a little bit of a higher price and a different dining experience. We're not too experienced in that. We're also not too experienced in getting sick. Maybe that's because we don't eat meat, but we do know a lot of people when we're in Bali suffering from Bali belly, potentially due to the food that's left out in the warungs. We didn't know of anybody in Thailand that suffered from that or anything like that as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I think in Thailand, the percentage of people that are going to get sick in general is much lower than in Bali, which is something common that happens every day. If you have a soft stomach,
be careful when going to Bali.
When you go to Bali.
Food is phenomenal, but food is phenomenal in both places. I guess we give the slight edge to Phuket because of the Thai food.
Both in Phuket and Bali, the locals are really, really amazing. We cross so many locals and so many people that are so sweet and nice with us. Like, we never had a bad experience in both places. In our opinion, Indonesian and Thai people are the best to welcome tourists and visitors. They really appreciate when people are going to their country. So we can assure whichever country we choose to go, you're going to be very, very welcome.
Now, as far as safety concerned, both Bali and Phuket generally offer a fairly safe environment for tourists. In Bali, the locals are obviously very friendly and crimes against tourists are like incredibly low. However, tourists should be aware of little things like scams and be mindful of their belongings. Maybe not even for the local people, more the local monkeys that might take their stuff. And additionally, obviously we've already spoken about Bali belly, like that can actually lead to you being quite sick, and obviously that is a factor when it comes to being safe. So being careful with your food and drink choices is absolutely advised.
Phuket, on the other hand, is also considered safe for tourists. Violent crimes are really rare, and for our own experience, like it seemed very, very fine, right? I think we never had any bad experience, or we never know anyone that had it. So
potentially in the busier areas you might get a few instances maybe of like the pickpocketing stuff. Keeping an eye on your belongings, you're going to be fine. Like on the beaches and stuff in both places, we were fine. So
overall, both countries are very safe.
Okay, hi guys, I wanted to take a quick moment to dive into an exciting new feature that Safety Wing, our reliable Nomad insurance provider, has recently added, and that is Nomad Insurance 2.0. Safety Wing has rolled out their upgraded Nomad insurance claims process, which is designed to be even more user-friendly and efficient. Now you can start a claim using their simple form within like 5 minutes, and the best part is that you can then get reimbursed within 2 to 7 days, which is amazing. I did this with my process when I was in Vietnam, and it took less than a week from doctor visit to reimbursement, which is just fantastic. The process is really straightforward, easy, and absolutely stress-free, making it a great option for anyone who needs quick, reliable, simple insurance for their travels. If you need more information or want to explore your options, you can learn more at safetywing.com or just click the link that we've added in the description below to get started right away. If you use the link in the description below, you also help support our channel without any cost to you whatsoever. It really is a win-win. So safeguard your trip with Safety Wing.
One of the main attractions of both Bali and Phuket are their stunning beaches.
I mean, they're islands, right?
Yeah. If you are a beachy kind of person,
beachy.
Thailand is definitely better because the water is clear, calm. I think in general it's beautiful than in Bali. It's perfect for relaxing, swimming, snorkeling. And also I think it's much better if you just want to have like a holiday where you're gonna chill.
Go on different island hopping and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
Thailand beaches are really unreal.
It's worth noting that during the monsoon season from May to October, the sea in and around Phuket can be a little bit rough, and there are also times where the island gets a little bit overrun by jellyfish.
I think in Bali we're gonna find more surf-friendly beaches rather than like very chill and calm like in Phuket.
But because it is a bigger island, it is definitely possible to still venture out and find some bluer, clearer waters but you're going to have to get a bit outside of Bali's main hotspots. And it's also worth noting that Bali's sand is volcanic sand, so that gives it a much darker appearance compared to your typical white sandy beaches. One other thing that I will note in this beaches category, even though it doesn't kind of fit there, is that the beaches on the west coast offer probably the most stunning sunset that you will ever see.
In our opinion, if you want a more beach style kind of person, Phuket will suit you better. But if you just like want to get around the island,
or if you're a surfer,
yeah,
then potentially look at Bali. Both places offer a cool beach experience either way.
Night market in both places offer different experience. Bali's night markets are vibrant and bustling, offering a wide variety of local food, handcrafted, and clothes and souvenirs. In contrast, Phuket is more towards the food.
That's why you like it.
Yeah, that's why we love it, because one of our favorite things to do is just go out to night markets and eat everything, every vegan dish that we find.
I think we've done this in a video, right?
If we haven't watched it yet, we're gonna put in the eye above. However, if you're the kind of person that prefer markets to go and buy souvenirs and
like cheap clothes, like
cheap
knockoff
clothes,
Gucci
yeah.
clothes, stuff like that. If you want to buy those sorts of things, I think, well, you can do that in Phuket as well, but Bali is the place for you. If you're looking to go to night markets just to eat everything, maybe like someone else in this video would like to do, then that will give the edge to Phuket in this category.
both countries are definitely vegan friendly, but Bali in particular offers a huge range of options. Probably because the people that go there are more kind of in this lifestyle, vegetarian, vegan friendly,
Healthy.
so they have a really big range of food there. We did a video with vegan food in Bali. I'm gonna put in the eye above as well. We really love there. It's so many options, amazing.
We also have a video of the amazing vegan Thai food that we got in Phuket. There are loads of different options there as well. Many of the local places could do vegan options if you asked, and there are also some amazing locally owned fully vegan places too that were phenomenal to eat at. So I can't say that, you know, Phuket wasn't also an amazing place to eat as a vegan.
I think because Bali is bigger, it's gonna have more place to go, but in Phuket it was fairly decent as well.
Is this a double tick for this one?
Yeah, this is a double tick.
I don't know. Yeah,
I can't choose.
Yeah,
because I have my favorite restaurants in Bali, but also have my favorite restaurants in Phuket, so it's very different.
Okay, both ticks. So if you're into your gym and your fitness, you're going to find plenty to love in both Bali and Phuket.
In Bali, there's a range of fitness options available.
Loads of different fitness options really available for people in, particularly around Canggu, where you've got a huge fitness-oriented community, kind of like one-to-one with the digital nomad community. People that are going there are more often than not health and fitness minded. Therefore, you're going to find lots of different unique fitness experiences, really cool places. You know, you've got your recovery, you've got your pools, you've got your open air workout places, you've got unique workouts, you've got all different variety of training that you can do in Bali, particularly the Canggu area. In Phuket, it's renowned for its Muay Thai training camps. It's also known as one of the capitals of MMA in the entire world. So if you're looking to do martial arts in particular, lots of people go to Phuket just to commit to months of Muay Thai or months of MMA training. The island is also home to several fully really well equipped gyms, and of course it's home to the only place in the world known as Fitness Street.
However, the focus in Phuket is more orientated to martial arts like Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, Muay Thai. Kickboxing. We really appreciate this because we do Jiu-Jitsu. So this is a part of our life. So Phuket is really a very good destination for us as athletes.
If you're into your martial arts, you're probably going to tick Phuket. If you're into your more holistic approach to health and fitness, maybe you're gonna tick Bali.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe not. Maybe because of the food that would tick that. Both places offer fantastic places for you to get, stay, be as fit and healthy as possible. So getting around in both Bali and Phuket is quite the experience. In Bali, the primary mode of transportation for the tourists is going to be a scooter rental. Traffic in Bali can be really hectic, like really crazy. But with a bit of a practice, like, you can still negotiate the traffic with your scooter. It's, I guess it's kind of fun, but really it's convenient. I honestly, it's probably a necessity, because in a car, you're just going to be sitting in that traffic for a really long period of time. If you're not up for driving a scooter yourself, you can also get grabs, which are available. And again, you can get a grab taxi as in like a car, but again, probably the best way to do it is on a scooter, since you don't want to be sitting in so much traffic. And I can't emphasize it enough. The traffic in Bali, particularly around Canggu at certain times, can be absolutely horrendous. In Phuket, it's also not a really relaxing driving experience. However, the traffic rules are going to be a little bit more strictly forced, and the roads in general are in better condition and more equipped to deal with the volume of people than in Bali. Cars are slightly more accessible from the road, so you're not completely stuck if you can only go in a taxi or a grab car. But again, settling for a scooter is usually the common option. An international driving license is definitely required to drive in Thailand. It also should be required to drive in Bali, but sometimes they don't even bother checking. However, in Thailand, police checks are incredibly common, and in a few spots around the island, they will look basically for bribes, so be aware of that. Which place out of those two did you find the roads easier as a passenger?
Phuket, definitely. They have a lot of traffic in Phuket, don't get us wrong, but it's not as bad as in Bali.
In Bali, it is quite hectic having to go around the cars. Most people are a little bit crazy, and there are definitely accidents aplenty, unfortunately, as well. Just with all the development on the roads, with all the development in the towns, it does just get really hectic with traffic. And it is actually one of the biggest turnoffs of living around the Canggu Seminyak area. All right, so the final category I've put here is ease of living. This can be taken in like two ways. One is that in Phuket, you don't need much. You're on an amazing, stunning, beautiful island with fantastic food, awesome people, and a really affordable cost of living. In Phuket town, you also have access to malls, home stores, and basically all modern amenities for a superb quality of life. And also, we can't discuss this without the inevitable touch on marijuana that currently is legally readily available across the island, but may be actually recriminalized by 2025. What you don't get in Phuket that you do get in Bali is a level of hustle, bustle, enthusiasm, and like entrepreneurship that we haven't really experienced anywhere else. Every convenience you could think of has something. Meal prep, beauty treatments, unique culinary experiences, any sort of concierge service. It's kind of hard to explain, but there really is a sense of like seizing the day, pushing the boundaries, and enjoying life as much as possible that is unique to the island of Bali, that really does make it special, and we haven't found that kind of anywhere else. Now, that is not to say that is perfect. That does eventually potentially get grating on some people, particularly if you're after like a slower paced lifestyle or a more simple lifestyle, then potentially that's maybe even a turn off, and then therefore Phuket would be more for you.
I feel in Bali you can have a kind of luxurious life for a very affordable price. So if it is appeal to you, like, I think Bali is going to be definitely your place. In conclusion, Bali and Phuket are really amazing destinations, and each one offers a very unique and different experience. So your preference will depend on what you seek in your travel. You might find one more appealing than the other.
We hope this comparison aids your decision-making process. We've also made an abundance of videos at both of those destinations, so potentially look through those to see what vibe suits you best, or just go, because none of them are bad choices. There's just one that might be potentially a little bit better. Drop us a comment below on whether you agree or disagree with our points, and if you've made it to the end, please hit that like button. It really does help us out so much. And of course, subscribe to our channel to follow us along on our digital nomad traveling journey.
Thank you so much for watching it, and I guess we'll see you in the next one.